Slide?
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir. You can start your presentation.
Yeah. Om Sahasraksham Ganadisham Swagurum Cha Saraswatim Janakam Janayatrim Cha Shastrado Pranamamyaham. Saluting to the Almighty Janaka Janayatri, the parents, before doing Prartha. So I just welcome all of you to my presentation today, the clinical experience in management of cancer through Ayurveda. So we all know that now the cancer is the burning problem. We have got a lot of cases day by day. It is increasing, and no good solution is there. For that reason, people are looking towards Ayurveda and other allied sciences, and it is a very good time for an Ayurveda doctors to do something very good. So recently I had one patient. She was a very traditional lady. She was around only 40 years, and she had only some gastric issues and other things. She was taking medicines for 2-3 months, and it didn't subside. And she went for an endoscopy. Doctor suggested to go for endoscopy. She went for an endoscopy, and it was known that she is in stage 4 stomach cancer. So these are all the way of presentation of cancer, how it is coming and how it is affecting the people. So she don't have any problem with the food habits, lifestyle is good, everything is good. So when we took into a proper nidana, so then I got to know that she was taking a painkiller. So since 3-4 years for her headache and migraine problems. So because of this, she developed a cancer. And one more cancer I had 15 days back. A patient had a severe back pain and it was not subsiding with any medicines. So when all investigations was done, so it was not subsided. So then we went for all thorough investigation. When it was done, it was a CA lungs stage 4. So these are the presentation we are getting. So many times, so we don't get a cancer symptoms, we get a metastasis. Metastasis symptoms are available and presentation will come. So he didn't had any problem of issues related to the lungs. So no bleeding, no weight loss, no cough. Then he had only back pain. So when it was evaluated for the back pain, so then it was already metastasis into the bone and it was stage 4 lung cancer. So such problems we have got. So we know that cancer is one of the most deadly challenges spreading drastically in 21st century. Cancer is a group of disease involving abnormal cell growth with the potential to invade or spread to other parts of the body. It has now officially become the most dangerous killer in the world according to the WHO, World Health Organization. So what is the contribution? What we can contribute for a suffering mankind, for a patient who are suffering with a cancer? So we all know that the knowledge and the management of disease cancer was not unknown to ancient surgeons of India. Though the Sanskrit equivalent for this word is not found in Ayurvedic literature, diseases having the signs and symptoms similar to those of cancer are discussed in various texts. So we know Sushruta has described so many things. So in that, so very important thing is I want to just share you with you people that so yad jayate anyat kalu purva jate gneyam tad adyarbudam arbudagnaihi yad yat dvandvajatam yugapat kramadva durarbudam taccha bhaved asadhyam. So this single 2-line shloka see, very beautifully is explaining about the recurrent cancer. So in those days there were no microscope, there were no investigations, and there were no scientifically the was not so advanced. Even then he was able to tell about the recurrence of cancer. Yad jayate anyat kalu purva jate anyat jayate. So already there is a tumor. So in that place, again one more tumor will come, and this is called as Adhyarbuda. So this is what he's telling, the recurrence of the tumor, what we can correlate today as a this Ayurveda they were telling about Adhyarbuda. And yad dvandva jatam yugapat kramadva dvirarbudam dvandva jatam 2. So kramad, either one after the other or yugapat. So sometimes there may be cancer in the breast. So if it is not treated, it will go to the lungs or to the liver. So then Durarbudam, Kramat. First it will come to the breast, then it will go to the other place. So Kramat he is telling, and it is telling about the metastasis. So in 4,000 years ago, only Sushruta was able to tell about the recurrence of the cancer and was able to tell about the metastasis. And one more important word is there in this shloka, that is Arbudagnaihi. Arbudagna. Arbudagna is the specialist or the oncologist. So oncology was not very new topic to the Ayurveda, but only thing is we have to explore. So then all these things, Ayurveda, the ancient science of medicines, as a ancient science of medicine has a great role in both prevention and management of so many modern diseases. So also it has very effective measures in both prevention and management of deadly disease cancer. So supporting our body with Ayurvedic principles, Ayurvedic lifestyle, food habits, and Ayurvedic treatments, so during and after chemotherapy will help us reverse the underlying cause of a cancer and strengthens our immune system to fight back the cancer and to gain a victory upon it. So gaining a victory upon cancer is very, very important now. So this cancer, only few slides I'll tell about the basics. So then I'll go into the treatments. So what are the cases we have treated, those things I would like to share. So we can take it cancer as a granthi or apachi or arbuda, galaganda, shofa, dushtavrana. So these are some references where we can take it and we can just consider whether it is a cancer or not. So while explaining about the arbuda, he tells literal meaning arbuda means is a lump or mass. It is just a lump or mass, that's all. So according to the description given by Sushruta in Sushruta Nidana, he tells how the lump will be. He describes very beautifully Mahantam. So increasing mass, and Vrutta, it is circular, and Stira, it is fixed with a deeper structure, and Apakam, usually don't separate, and Mandarujam, slight pain will be there. Then Chiravruddhi, it will be slow growing and can occur in any part of the body. So he has told in so many days before, it can occur in any part of the body, and it involves mamsa, rakta due to vitiation of tridoshas. So samprapti and other things. So nidana, imbalance, tandi, atiyoga, formation of ama, all these things. The basics will be same thing. So dosha imbalance will be there, weakened dhatus, and predisposition to develop a cancer. Sometimes atiyoga of smoking or ati yoga of tambaku, all this will lead to ekshaya. So then the dosha imbalance, then weakness of dhatu, then the cancer can manifest. So this is the same thing what was explained in the chart. So then he has explained classification of arbuda. He has done into different types. So that is according to the dosha, according to the seat where it is manifesting, and according to the prognosis, and according to the dhatu. So which dhatu it is affecting, based on that he has beautifully explained. So dosha is vata, pitta, kapha, and tridoshaja. Vata, pitta, kapha, and tridoshaja it will come. So then medo arbuda, mamsa arbuda, rakta arbuda. So based on the dhatus, we can consider as medo arbuda, mamsa arbuda, and rakta arbuda. So one important thing I want to share with you all, many authors and many Ayurveda practitioners, they consider Raktarbuda as a leukemia or a blood cancer. So when we go into the whatever Sushruta is given in the shloka, so we cannot correlate into a leukemia, because in leukemia there is no solid tumor. So when there is no solid tumor, so this Raktarbuda, while explaining, he tells Mamsa Pindaha, Mamsankuraha. Those things he will tell. We will see this. The vitiated doshas vitiates rakta in sira by sampidana and sankochana. Without undergoing paka, and along with the discharge, make the muscular lump prominent. So that is with the vitiation of rakta, so there will be vitiation of mamsa, and it forms a mamsa pinda. So this mamsa pinda develops many mamsa ankuras and grows fast. And it is, he is telling ashu vruddhi, it grows very fast. Pradushta rudiram sravatyajasram. So when we look into this shloka, the vitiated blood starts bleeding. So there is a bleeding tendency. So there will be bleeding tendency. In leukemia also bleeding is there, but there is no mamsa ankura, there is no mamsa pinda. So because of the complication of hemorrhage, the patient with this tumor becomes anemic. So early signs will be bleeding. It can be bleeding per rectum, so bleeding from the upper GIT. So these are the bleedings. So hence, mamsa arbuda can be correlated to CA rectum, CA colon, or any malignant mass where there will be a bleeding or any bleeding mass. So nowadays we are getting so many cases of CA colon, CA anus, and CA esophagus. So in this there will be a mamsa pinda. So there will be a growth. From the growth there will be bleeding. So this rakta arbuda we can take it. So wherever there is a growth, and in that from the growth there will be bleeding because of vitiation of rakta. So those can be considered as rakta arbuda. Those can be considered as Raktarbuda and not the leukemia. And he has told Raktarbuda and Mamsarbuda as Asadhya. So, but symptomatic treatment, and for Yapana Karma, we can give a Chikitsa. So, Mamsarbuda, due to the fist blow or a trauma. So, this is mainly because of trauma, the muscles of injured parts get vitiated and swollen. So the Dushita Mamsa Shofa shows following features. So there will be Avedana painless and Snigdha. So unctuous and smooth will be there. So this, when we see this, according to Shushruta, Arbuda can occur at any site or any tissue of the body, and probably no site is exempted, so which cannot give rise to Arbuda, he tells. So different places, it can occur in the eyes, it can occur in the ear, it can occur in the nose, it can occur in the buccal cavity separately, such as, so he mentions in Uttara Tantra, Vartma Arbuda, eyelid, Karana Arbuda, Nasa Arbuda, Talu Arbuda, Arbuda in the palate, and Jala Arbuda, Osta Arbuda, Arbuda in the lips, Gala Arbuda, from the throat, Mukha Arbuda from the buccal mucosa. Nowadays, because of tobacco chewing, you are getting so many cases of buccal mucosa, CA buccal mucosa, CA tongue, all these things. Because of the tobacco, smoking, and all the bad habits, they are getting this. And Sushruta has explained this 4,000 years ago. So the treatment aspect also we'll see. So Sadhya Asadhya. Most of the doctors, they claim I will cure all cancers. So whenever they tell like this, so nobody will believe them. So cancer is only, we are talking in terms of modern oncology people, they are talking only in terms of, not in terms of curative aspect, but only in terms of survival rate. Whether the patient can survive 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, or 10 year. So this is the thing what they are talking. So same thing Sushruta has mentioned earlier also. So he has told Sadhya Arbuda, Asadhya Arbuda. So we should also just communicate in terms of survival rate and quality of life. Only few Arbudas or few cancer. So this I have already told, Adhyarbuda and Dvirarbuda. When Arbuda is appearing at pre-existing site or nearby primary growth, it is called as Adhyarbuda, that is recurrence. Where when a couple of similar types of growth occurring at different places, following one after the another, it is called as Dvirarbuda, that is, it is the metastasis. So both recurrence and metastasis, and about the oncologist or the specialty field, he has told, Arbudagna. So we are all, those who are familiar in treating cancer, we can call ourselves as Arbudagnas. So Asadhya Vrana may be due to number of causes, and malignancy cannot be ruled out as one of them. Almost all clinical presentation of different Asadhya Vrana described by Sushruta can be considered under malignant ulcers. According to Sushruta, these ulcers are chronic in nature and depicts with raised or rolled edges, multiple firm fleshy masses similar to cauliflower type with various types of discharges. So in Ayurveda, instead of going into any some of the anti-cancerous drug, so we have to understand cancer in terms of the basic principles. So only thing is the management, dosha, dhatu, and even we can consider the Shashti Rupakrama in the treatment of cancer. Sir, I am able to hear, no? I am audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So cancer can be treated as, so nowadays what is happening, patients, they come with the reports. So main thing is with the reports, so they will come with the reports, either it can be metastasis, either it can be primary. So we will assess the report, and also assessing the reports, we have to convert it into our basic concepts like dosha, dasha, etc. So we can take it as a Sannipataja, Vishaja Chikitsa we can give, or Rasayana Chikitsa we can give, Vajikrana Chikitsa we can give, and also according to the disease specific treatment, and also Avastika Chikitsa we have to do. So just going with some of the anti-cancerous herbs, maybe like Uduchi or turmeric, only those single drugs will not much be helpful. So I have treated whatever the case which comes to me, we are just dividing into 4 basic groups: fresh cases, post-surgical cases without chemo radiotherapy, and cancer remission cases, partial or complete, and the terminal cases. See, it's very difficult for an Ayurveda doctor to get a fresh cases. But after treating cases for 4 to 5 years, now we have started getting fresh cases. So because always they'll go to other system of medicine, they'll get it treated, then only they'll come. So fresh cases, few of the fresh cases, definitely we can reduce the tumor size. And some of the aggressive cases where we should not waste our time. Fresh cases, if it is in the stage 1 and stage 2, so we have to send to a surgeon and it has to be debulked. So it is always told that, so debulking is very, very important. Debulking surgery. So the tumor load will be there in the body. That load has to be removed. And once the surgery is done, so then also we can go along with the Ayurveda treatment and Ayurveda management. And after some cases, we are selectively taking a fresh cases after taking a consent from the patient. So maybe like a CA breast case and prostate, and initial stages, we are finding a good result. I'll share some of the cases regarding that. And post-surgical cases without chemo radiotherapy. So once the debulking is done, Sushruta has also told surgery for the breast cancer and prostate cancer, other cancers. So once the surgery is done, so in Chikitsa Sutra, he has mentioned, so the bala of the patient should be maintained properly. If the bala is not maintained, the disease will aggravate. So he has told in Granthi Chikitsa Sutra. So this is very, very important. So after surgery, we have to maintain a bala of a patient. But sometimes this chemotherapy and radiotherapy, it will, we all know weight loss will be there, hair loss will be there, and all blood parameters will come down. So it will lead to a lot of problem. So we have to give some Brahmana Chikitsa, some Rasayana Chikitsa after surgery. So then we have to maintain the tumor, either to avoid the recurrence or to completely cure. So we know that whatever the best surgery is done, so there will be chances of micrometastasis. So once there is a micrometastasis, maybe after 1 year, after 2 years, or after 5 years, so it will end up with either recurrence or with a metastasis, to other organs. And cancer remission cases. So many cases we will get from it may be a leukemia case, acute leukemia, within 6 months or 1 year, after 1 year or remission period, they will end up with a recurrence. So they'll come for an alternate treatment. So all these things, so we can manage very well. So once the remission state, remission can be partial or complete. So remission means we know that is there will be no signs and symptoms of cancer, but there may be some of the nook and corner, the cells may be there and it can recur. And terminal cases. So terminal cases are the stage 4 cases where Ayurveda people can do wonder. So we can improve the quality of life of a patient. So, and we can reduce the sufferings of a patient. So, and definitely in these terminal cases, we have to do integration. So integration with a modern oncologist, so that Ayurveda doctors will get an opportunity and they can treat. And with numerous yogas we have, n number of treatments we have, with all those things we can do the best. So some cases I would like to share, few cases whatever we have treated. So this patient aged about 47 years. So she was suffering from mycosis fungoidosis. So we all know that it is a T-cell lymphoma, a kind of blood cancer. So already she was into a stage 4, and also there was liver involvement was also there. And she was on a methotrexate. So immunosuppressant drug, she was taking immunosuppressant drug, and she had a very non-healing ulcers on her back. So considering it as a Rakta Dushti, we have treated her with Virechana. So then followed by Rakta Mokshana. Virechana we have given, Rakta Mokshana we have done. She had a very foul smelling ulcer and slough was there. So after giving a Virechana, the foul smell has come down, and after Rakta Mokshana, the slough also has reduced. So this is the back. She had a very big ulcers, and after chemo, radiation, everything, so it was not subsided and it was aggressive only. So then with our line of treatment, Rakta Pradoshaja and Rakta Dushtihara Chikitsas we have done. So we all know that for Rakta and Pitta, best treatment is Virechana. So most of the cases, I do Shodhana treatment in cancer patients. But looking into the Bala of a patient, usually I prefer Shodhana Chikitsa for a fresh cases. Whenever patient comes with a report and no allopathy treatment is done, when the Bala is there and when there is a dosha prabalyata, so we can definitely go for a Shodhana Chikitsa looking into the dosha. Either we can go for Vamana, Virechana or Basti. Terminal cases, when they come, already there will be weight loss. And those terminal cases, when the weight loss is there, when the emaciation is there, so those patients are not eligible for Shodhana Karma. They are krishas and we cannot give. We can give only some rasayana chikitsas and some anti-cancerous medicines and herbo-mineral preparations, some vyadi pratyanika chikitsas we can give. So this was the very bad condition of this case, mycosis fungoidosis. She had on full body. Itching lesions were there on her full body and some big lesions were there on her back and thighs. So after Virechana and this Rakta Mokshana, so it was reduced. And this is another case of ameloblastoma. Ameloblastoma, so it is a tumor in the jaw, odontogenic tumor. It arises from the teeth. So this tumor, this patient I am treating since 5 years. And the tumor size is maintained. And when the patient has come, he had very problem with the occlusion. He was not able to close the upper jaw and the lower jaw. There were no proper occlusion. And he was not able to open the mouth and he was not able to chew and masticate. So because of the tumor. So he is a very learned person and very educated person. He has consulted almost maybe 40-45 maxillo-oral surgeons for the surgery, and everybody they have suggested resection of the tumor. So there they have planned for the hemimandibulectomy. So they cut the half of his mandible and they resect it and they do the reconstruction surgery. Even after all these things, so the prognosis is very bad. So he has consulted 100 patient who was suffering from this ameloblastoma. The patient was very educated. He has even consulted 100 patients after treatment, how the misery will be their life post-surgically. After having known about the disease, he has come to us. We have told that we can definitely manage. It is a benign tumor. So since 5 years, he is regular under medication. So periodically, I am giving him Shodhana and along with some Kapha, Medohara Chikitsa I am doing. So patient is happy. He is living with the tumor. So he has taken so many feedbacks from the patient post-surgically. So it will take 6 months to 1 year for recovery. And after recovery of 1 year also, then the life will be very miserable for 2-3 years. Then they may end up with complications. So without treatment, without modern treatment, he is on only Ayurveda treatment and he is doing good, asymptomatic, but the tumor size is gradually reducing and he is living with the tumor and patient is happy. Ameloblastoma case. And this is another case of terminal case what we have treated. So it is a CA ovary stage 4 cancer and she was about 49 years and she was also diagnosed all of a sudden and within 1 or 2 months she developed ascites also. See, this is a malignant ascites. Even after tapping, it was recurring. So we know that malignant ascites, it is very difficult to control. So once we tap also, again it will fill very quickly. Some in the beginning it will be there once in a month. So then it will come to 15 days once they have to go for a tapping. So then you have to come within 1 week they have to go for a tapping. So even since the general condition is so poor, even tapping is not advisable and she will end up with a complication. So we manage with as per Sushruta's Udara Chikitsa. So some lepas we have done and some of the Virechana, Nitya Virechana, Mrudu Nitya Virechana Chikitsa I was giving and some of the medicines Rasayana Chikitsa. So it was a stage 4 terminal case. We are able to give a little good quality of life to her and little bit symptomatic relief we are able to give. And this is another case, CA tongue. So nowadays it has been increased, so many cases of CA tongue, especially because of tobacco chewing and smoking. So this person is from North India and he was a plastic surgeon. Weekly about 25-30 cases he was operating. but unfortunately he had a bad habit of chewing tobacco. So because of that, he developed CA tongue, and he wanted Ayurveda treatment. He has come to our hospital, and we have given him a good treatment. Vamana Karma we have given, and there was a slight improvements in the lesion. So then along with that, Kapha Medohara Chikitsas, and we can correlate this to Alasa. So Jihvagata Roga Sushruta has told as a Alasa, and Alasa in the initial stage, he has told Alasa also Asadhya, one among the Jihvagata Rogas. So initial stage, if it is operated, and post-operatively if we manage, it can be managed very well with the Ayurveda treatment. The same case. So this we can see. This is a very horrible case. So it is a case of CA buccal mucosa. He has operated. He has got operated, and within 1 year it has recurred. It has recurred even to the palate. Recurrence, local recurrence was there, and local metastasis into the palate and to the lymph node. So here we can see they have done a wide resection. So they have done the hemimandibulectomy, and cervical lymphadenopathy, cervical lymph nodes resection has been done. And after that, there was a recurrence, and they have advised him for a second line of chemotherapy. Patient was not willing for it, and also there was a lot of sufferings. He was not able to eat anything, so he was only on liquid diet. So we have given him a Rasayana Chikitsa, and to improve quality of life. Since it was already stage 4, it was very difficult. So only symptomatic treatment we have given. So you can see the same case. So Dushta Vrana, in this case of Dushta Vranas, it's very difficult. So because already it's once operated, second time operation is also not possible. It is already advanced stage, and he was advised only for a second line chemotherapy. So this is recently I've got this case in my clinic. So it is a Paget's disease. Paget's disease, and patient was opting for only Ayurveda treatment. So I have started this case with only Ayurveda treatment. So Paget's disease of it is because of the nipple. In the nipple it will come, also known as Paget's disease of the breast, is a rare condition associated with breast cancer. So sometimes it will be associated with breast cancer. Sometimes it will be only pertain to the nipple and to the areolar region. So unilaterally well-defined erythematous, slightly infiltrated, scaly plaque that may be crushed and oozing. So you can see that both the breast, in that only one breast is affected. It is unilateral lesion is there. So it causes eczema-like changes first in nipple and areola, then skin. First in nipple, then areola, then skin. It's usually a sign of breast cancer in the tissue behind the nipple. So this case also I am treating as a Dushta Vrana, and also there is involvement of Rakta is also there, and Kapha involvement is there, and the Sthana is Sthana we have considered, and I am planned for one course of Virechana. So then along with that Virechana, we have planned for some of the Rakta Pradoshaka, Rakta Prasadaka Dravyas and Kapha Medohara Dravyas. So at least here, whenever we want to talk anything about the cancer, at least we have to do follow-up of the case for 1 to 2 years. Without doing the follow-up of 1 to 2 years, we cannot tell that we have treated a cancer patient. So within 1 month, 2 months, giving some medication, doing some Shodhana therapies, and if the patient doesn't turn up, or if there is no follow-up, so we cannot tell that we have treated a cancer treatment. So that we have to be very careful. So this is another case of leukemia. So this girl also we are able to manage only for 1 year. It was an acute case of leukemia. She has underwent all first line of chemotherapy. She has developed a fever, and all of a sudden she has developed weakness and unable to walk. So then all investigations was done. She has ended up with acute myeloid leukemia. So after initial stage of treatment with chemotherapy, there was a recurrence, and then they have done they have done bone marrow transplantation. We know that bone marrow transplantation is very, very costly, and they have spent around 18 lakhs. 18 lakhs. Even post surgery, post chemotherapy, so it was not successful. Then bone marrow therapy was also not successful. She has come to our hospital. When she has come, she was unable to walk, and her platelet was only 30,000. platelet was only 30,000. So we have given the Rakta Prasada Dravyas, and every weekly twice she was undergoing platelet transfusion, and we are able to make it into weekly once and weekly 10 days once the platelet transfusion for few days. So then also she developed the complication. Up to 1 year we were able to manage. So then she had a multiple organ failure and bleeding from different places, and she ended up with a complication. So this is the case of CA leukemia. So where even after spending so much of amount, the patients are not getting good results. So there are so many people who are very poor. So for those people also we have to consider the treatment. So this you can see, the recently I have got this case into my clinic. It is also acute myeloid leukemia. So a very well grown boy. He was just he had a fever, then weakness. It didn't subsided. Weakness was very severe. One day he collapsed after 1 week of the fever treatment. So then he was suggested to undergo all investigations. When once the investigation was done, so he was diagnosed as AML with 90% of blast cells. So he had a 90% of blast cells, and they have consulted other doctors also, oncologists. They have told that initial treatment only it will cost 12 lakh rupees, and the survival rate can be 3 to 4 years. That to 50%. 50% survival rate is only for 3 to 4 years. The patients were not affordable, and they are doing Ayurveda treatment. So in such cases, actually, though it is a fresh cases, in cases where the modern people are not able to do a good job, so those cases we can take up, and the survival rate we can at least improve, and we can give the quality of life. And I know that this is very difficult. Everybody knows that it's very difficult to cure the acute myeloid leukemia. So chronic myeloid leukemia, we are getting very good result, but acute myeloid leukemia, it is difficult. So most of the cases, the survival rate is only 3 to 4 years. And by that time, they would have spent nearly 30, 40 lakhs, which is not affordable for a lower class and lower middle class people. This is another case of the which I am treating. It is a CA breast. CA breast, and it is a male case. Male CA breast. He has got operated. He has underwent chemotherapy also. So he is in a cancer remission state, and he has come to Ayurveda just to prolong the recurrence. So he doesn't want it to happen a recurrence. For that reason, we are treating him to improve the quality of life and to give him a longevity. To give him a longevity. In Ayurveda, they tell no Dirgham Jivitiyam Adhyayam. So for Dirgham Jivitiyam, we are giving a treatment, and there was lot of skin rashes, and patient had a lot of weakness. And after taking Ayurveda, his skin has come to the arm almost normal. You can see that both the side, one is the operated side and another is the good side. So now the skin is totally normal. Since 4 years he is under my treatment, and there is no recurrence. Patient is happy, and we are giving a good quality of life and avoiding the recurrence. And another case I want to share with you all, it's a very interesting case. A male patient aged about 71 years complaining of cough with a 2 episode of blood stained sputum. So he was 71 years and he had a cough and a sputum with a blood. So then he was suggested to go for a CT scan. He has done a CT scan, and they have found some lesion in the lungs. After having found lesion in the lungs, so they told him to go for a biopsy. The patient went for biopsy also, but unfortunately, so they were not able to reach the lesion, and they were not able to take a biopsy tissue, and the biopsy was failure. And two times he has went for a biopsy, and the biopsy was failure. So it was not confirmed by a biopsy. But anyhow, the doctors, they wanted to start with a cancer line of treatment, chemotherapy, which patient doesn't want it. And he came to me asking for some of the Ayurveda treatment. So looking into his all reports and looking into his bala, dosha, everything. So I have given him one course of Virechana. So then I have started him with a Vardhamana Pipali Rasayana. Vardhamana Pipali Rasayana I have given. So you can see the date also. So patient has come on 10th August 2015, and 23rd October, September, October. 2 months later. So after 2 months later, the treatment, then we have done a CT scan. You can see here, so the lesion was 2.5 into 2.3 centimeters, and it was in the left upper lobe of lung. Irregular speculated lesion is suspicious for carcinoma of lung. So they have told that there is a suspicious for carcinoma of lung. So for that reason only they have sent patient to the biopsy, but they were not able to take the tissue and it was not proven by biopsy. So I have started treatment, and after Virechana, after Vardhamana Pipali Rasayana, the patient was doing good, no cough was there, and there was no bleeding was also not there. So then we have done a scanning later. So then it showed fibrotic scar in the upper lobe of a lung with calcified nodules in the lungs. So the lung test was septic scar. So they are telling now suggestive of response to treatment and likely infective lesions. Since it is not proven by a biopsy, I cannot claim that I have treated a cancer patient. So we have to be very careful. So many of the Ayurveda doctors, they tell that we have treated so many cases have given good result. So there will be no before and after reports will not be there. So and it will be not proven by the biopsy and other things. See, it might have been a very initial stage, early stage of the cancer, and the lesion was very small, 2.5 into 2.3 centimeters. Though they have written in the previously suspicious for a carcinoma lung, since it has been cured and there are any lesion there, they are telling that it is suggestive of response to treatment, likely infective lesion. The earlier lesion, what they were telling that it is a cancerous lesion, so now they are considering it as a infective lesion. So we have to take a proven case of a cancer. We have to treat with Ayurveda line of treatment. So then only we can tell that so we have treated the case. So one more case also has become same kind with me. So a male patient aged about 49 years complaining of increased PSA and lesion in the prostate has come to me. So he was from Delhi. The patient was from Delhi. So he has underwent a routine checkup, routine blood checkup. So he found that his PSA was 18.48. Since his PSA was too much, so he was suggested for MRI pelvis. He went and he took the MRI pelvis also. So then there was a lesion 11.4 into 8 mm nodular soft tissue signal intensity lesion was there involving lateral aspect of peripheral zone of the left lobe. So there was a suspicion of a cancer, prostate cancer, and patient came to Ayurveda treatment, and he was not interested to go for a biopsy. We also not insisted him, so I have treated him. So you can see within 1 month of the treatment, 40 days of the treatment. So within 20 days, again we check the PSA from 18, it has come to 8. So then after on the 20th day, the PSA has come to 2 and no distinct PSMA expressing lesion. Now the lesion is completely resolved. So I have given a patient, so Virechana Karma, then followed by some of the oral medicines, and mainly I have given him Yavakshara I have given. So we know that any tumors and other things, it can be liquefied by our Kshara. So histopathological correlation is suggested to rule out early disease. So when we took a opinion from an oncologist, both the oncologists, so they are telling that now the earlier report is wrong. Only the PSA is very much increased. It was 18.48. We are given him a treatment. Chandraprabhavati, Bangshil, Yavakshara, Virechana, all these things we have done. So then PSA has come down. It has come to 8, then it has come to 2. Now there is no lesion. Doctors are telling that earlier report is wrong. That was also given by a radiologist. So this will happen with us if we don't take a biopsy proven cases. So we have to take it a biopsy proven cases, then only we can tell that we have successfully treated a cancer patient. So another case is there very interesting. 49 years complaining of lump in right breast. She had a lump in right breast. She came to our hospital. She was 49 years from Tamil Nadu, and we have treated this case. So we all know that a most common type of malignancy in India, breast cancer is the most common type, and the incidence rate is higher before the menopause. And nulliparous women have a higher risk of developing breast cancer. 90% of all breast cancers begin in the cells which lining the milk ducts. So we have given her a Vamana. So in classics also, we have considered this as a Kafaja Granthi, and in Granthi Chikitsa, first he tells about the Vamana Karma. So this was a proven case of a breast cancer, and it is a fresh case. She has come to our hospital. We have given Vamana Karma, and after giving a Vamana Karma, so we have given so many other medications. So here, some practical point I want to highlight. So the patient will come with a report, and they will be as healthy as other persons. They will not have any problem. Breast cancer patients, they will be very healthy. So they will have only lump in the breast, and only the reports will be showing that it has a cancer. So we have to look into this, whether it is aggressive cancer or whether it's a slow growing cancer. When you look into all these things, then only we can take it in the fresh case. If it is aggressive cancer, if we are trying with the medications, so then definitely it will spread. So premenopausal cancers also it is very aggressive. So we have to look into the reports, we have to assess. So a doctor should have a thorough knowledge of the modern. So then only we can give the proper treatment. So usually what I treat cancer patients, breast cancer patients, if there is, so then we have to consider the Vataja Granthi. And if there is a little Daha, so then we have to take it as a Pittaja Granthi. If there is a Kandu is there and hard to touch, so we have to palpate. We have to palpate the breast. If there is no involvement of the lymph node, so then definitely we can take the case and we can treat with Ayurvedic line of treatment. So it is locally and it is very confined to the breast, line of treatment, and it will reduce. Of course, it will take little time because it is a surgical case. Surgical case we are handling with medicines, and with Panchakarma treatment, it will take little time. So if it is Kandu is there, so then it is a Kapha Pradhana. If Toda is there, so then it is a Vata Granthi. If Daha is there, then it is Pitta Granthi. So considering the doshas in the patient, so then we can treat it very well. So patient complaining of a lump in the right breast, small swelling on the right armpit with moderate pain, and tightness in the right axilla she had. So nothing significant family history and personal history. She had a late marriage at the age of 31 years. Patient couldn't conceive. So we have given Deepana Pachana with Shankavati, then Snehapana with Gugula Tiktaka Grutta, 30, 60, 120, 50, 180, we have given tuber as very Abhyanga, we have given Kshirabala, then we have done Chikal Karma by using Madanaphala Yoga. So these are some of the oral medicines what we have given. So Shiva Gutika, Kanchana Gugulu, Cruel Capsule. So then Amrita Kalasha and Apamarga Kshara. These medicines we have given, and periodically mammogram and ultrasound scan of breast was done to assess the size of the breast. So usually I do every 21 days. Every 21 days, I just send them to ultrasound to watch whether the tumor is maintained or not, whether it is regressing or whether it is increasing, because it is very, very important. So otherwise, if it is increasing, means it will come to the blame on the doctor and also blame on a science, because we are treating a case and patient, we are not sending to the surgery, we are treating it. So to our surprising, the breast tumor size constantly reduced and there was no spread of the disease. So it reduced constantly. So after classical Vamana Karma, Virechana Karma, Pani Kshara, with the above said Shamana Ushadis, the breast tumor which was malignant and 3.8 into 1.24 and to 3.52 centimeter before treatment has reduced to 0.5 centimeter. It has reduced to half centimeter and turned into benign cyst. And also the metastatic axillary lymph node, which was measuring 2.7 into 1.4 before treatment, has reduced to 8 mm. It has totally reduced into 8 mm. The tumor size has become very negligible, and Ayurvedic treatment in this case was very effective in reducing the size of the tumor and also arrested the spread of the disease. So it has arrested the spread and also metastasis, and it was constantly reducing the tumor size. Before treatment, BIRADS category was 6, that is known malignant. After 3 years of our treatment, it became BIRADS category 2, benign findings. So patiently had taken a treatment and it has completely reduced, and almost it is 5 years the patient is not having problem, no recurrence, and the result was very effective and encouraging. During the course of treatment, patient didn't experience any untoward reaction or treatment was 100% any even any single short term or long term side effects, short term or long term side effects. And even many cancers, breast cancer, post operatively we are taking, as I told earlier, we will, if the tumor size is very big, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeters, we send them to the surgery, so they will get the debulking surgery done. After the surgery they will come to us, so then we maintain with the Ayurvedic line of treatment. So what is the main thing I am just doing after surgery to a patient who are coming to a Ayurveda treatment, not going for a chemotherapy and radiation? First thing is we have to control Vata in them. So if you control Vata, so then the metastasis can be slowed down 100%. So Ratri Jagarna, all these things if they do, and if they have a Bhaya, Kama Shoka Bhaya Vayuhu, they have told. So if there is a Bhaya, then Vata will, there will be a progress of the disease. So that's why we also tell them to do meditation, yoga, and Vata Shamana Ahara Viharas. So instead of going for an anti-cancerous medicine, so to control a cancer, we should also think of basic principles. So Vata Shamana Ahara Viharas, when we give, then with that only we can reduce the metastasis. So to conclude, so cancer is a complex disease, we all know. In Ayurveda, we can consider cancer as a mainly Tridosha Vyadhi. We cannot treat deadly disease cancer just by giving some anti-cancerous herbal drugs. So nowadays, we are just satisfying a modern people. We are just taking some molecule. We are doing animal experimentation, and we are telling that this is anti-cancerous drug. And most of the only with simple anti-cancerous drug, we cannot cure a cancer. Of course, we need a basic research. We need a basic research support for a clinical trial. Because whenever we take a fresh case, always we will have a fear that we are not supported by documents, we are not supported by any clinical research. When we have a clinical research support, when we have the documents, so then easily we can go up with we can treat a fresh case. And many of the time, fresh cases, it requires a repeated investigations. CT scan, we all know it costs about 8 to 10,000. MRI, it costs 8 to 10,000. So repeatedly we cannot do, and repeatedly it is not advisable also. So in such cases, proper research background is also necessary, and the clinical vision, clinical aspect is also very much important. So to break cancer's complexity, we have to understand cancer based on Ayurvedic basic principles like dosha, dhatu, mala, agni, ama, srotas, rogamarga, etc. So then only we have to treat a line of treatment. Line of treatment is very, very important. Not we even with a single one. This thing experience I want to tell. One of my, she had a recurrent cancer, breast cancer. Somebody advised her to take a gomutra, and she started taking it, and the lesion started increasing it, and the size started increasing. When she came to me, I examined her breast, and there was a osha, chosha, daha, everything was there, and she was already a pitta prakriti. So blindly they have given a gomutra. Gomutra is a ushna vidya, so it is a pittaja granthi. In pittaja granthi, if we give a gomutra, it will increase. It will increase very fastly. It started spreading. So then I told her to stop gomutra. Then we are given some pitta shamana aushadas. So then it came to it has come down. So like this, we have to assess the dosha. Without assessing the dosha, just blindly if we tell them some gomutra or some anti-cancerous herbal medicines, it will not be effective. So after having understood the deadly disease, cancer classically, then it has to be treated with some specific Ayurvedic line of treatment. You have to make a Chikitsa Sutra. So
Thank you, sir.
with this, I conclude my talk. Thank you, sir. Thank you.